And welcome back to Tight Sports. Welcome to my segment, Tights 9 against the line. This is week 9 of the college football season. And I want to take a look at 9 games of interest and call those things according to the spread. You got USF versus Memphis. USF is favored to win. They're favored by 5.5, but they're playing in Memphis. Now, Byron Brown has been playing, he's auditioning for a doggone Netflix series on dual threat dynamos with no fear in his heart. That man be going after it. But Memphis, the defense is just they softer than a Hallmark movie. And I don't think they have a chance. I think in the second half you'll see the USF go ahead and take them down. The Bulls are at 6-1. And the Memphis is at 6-1, but I think it's going to come down to the weakness that Memphis has on the defense. If Memphis wants to win this game, their quarterback needs to play like he has money on every throw. I mean, his incompletions need to be spectacular. Then I guess they got a chance. Now their home record is pretty good, but I just don't see them stopping USF. Byron Brown's got it going pretty good, and their coach is he's pretty crafty. Maybe this is his time to shine as their conference champion, but I won't go that far right now. I'll just say that USF definitely covers this one. Next one up. Okay, now somebody's doing yard work. I hope this doesn't come through the microphone. Anyway, next up, number 25, Michigan versus Michigan State. A game of interest to me because I like those in-state rivals. Kind of look like the one we got of our own. Michigan State, they don't stand a chance of winning this game. If for some reason Michigan State does win this game, Sharon Moore will be fired after this game. Now the question is, can Michigan score this 14 points they need or the 15 points they need to cover this spread? Bryce Underwood's getting better. He's out there playing Madden on rookie mode, but he's still playing Madden out there. Now their defense is something else. That's one thing Sharon Moore has done for them is really hardball, but they kept a strong defense. Michigan offense, they MIA, missing in action. They're inconsistent, trash. So I think Michigan will get the Paul Bunyan axe. I wonder if kids even read that story anymore. Paul Bunyan, that was my favorite one. I'm kind of like a Paul Bunyan out here in these YouTube streets. No, just playing. That is not true. But I wonder if they really, if kids read that story. It's a pretty good story. Now, how could Sparty come back and get a win? I mean, Michigan could just not show up for the game. That might help. Other than that, I don't see a way for them to pull this off. Now, there is. Maybe Kirk Cousins has a 1-game eligibility and come back and play for them. They still might lose, but Michigan wouldn't cover. What's the next game up here, man? Number 24. Arizona State is hosting. How is Arizona State number 24? Did they start winning again all of a sudden? They trying to get it together, Arizona State, but money and everything. Still need talent, still got a coach. Anyway, they'll be hosting Houston. Arizona State's favored by 7.5. They out there slinging the ball around like they got a vendetta against defensive backs and their mamas. Sun Devils defense, opportunistic. And Houston has a bunch of turnovers they just can't explain. So 7.5 at home. Houston not exactly hitting on all cylinders. Yeah, I think Arizona State covers this one. If they go ahead and play like a number 24 team instead of playing like a team that's like in a deep sleep. Now, ASU is 4-0 at home in Mountain American Stadium. Wow. Anyway, these teams kill me with these names. Houston, they do have a 6-1 record. Can they turn this thing into a fight? I don't know. If the quarterback could always go off and just get into a rhythm. I mean, 6-1. I didn't really check those schedules, but if they slow it down, they can make this a close game. But I think Houston has a little more. Arizona State has a little more firepower, so they should be able to cover that 6-1. And Arizona State could get a little cute. Something is telling me this may turn to a shootout. I did this before and I was wrong. I'm going to flip that. I'm going to take the points in Houston. I'm processing this right now as I'm doing this. And I looked at this and I'm looking back and I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and take them points. Because I think there's a couple of things that Houston could do. Like I said, slow it down. They have played good football. They still may lose. But I'm going to take them take those points. 7.5 will be a lot. I think they can score on them. Arizona State has definitely sputtered this year. Next up, number 8. This is going to be a big one. I don't know where I'm going to be on Saturday, but I'm watching this game somehow, some way. Number 8, Ole Miss versus number 13, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is favored at home by 4.5 points. Is that boy's thumb all right? Because that thumb look ugly. I mean, his thumb look like an Richter set. Y'all probably don't know what it is, but he got so many screws, or he either got, it's amazing. I'm still amazed. He either got staples going through his thumb, he got a long screw going through his thumb, or he has 3 screws in his thumb, and he's supposed to throw the football with accuracy. That dude, he ain't that. He ain't that. I ain't seen it yet. That thing gonna be hurting for another month. I hope it's hurting all the way up to the day after the Alabama game. Oklahoma's favorite because of Mateer. He's efficient. Nobody's watching. He's not surgical. He's not even smug, but he all right. But that thumb is something else. Now their defense, yeah. But Lane, if somebody can out scheme him, is Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin may be able to pull something up that But Lane still hasn't fixed his own defense. It's like, okay, Ole Miss don't have a great defense. Oklahoma's offense is ailing, but maybe it comes down to the run game, in which case I'll go with, I think, Oklahoma. But 4.5, that's almost a pick 'em. That's almost a pick 'em based on the man's thumb. Then what happens if that thing really gets hit and he gets injured? One of those screws pierced through his. I mean, come on. I guess are they flexible screws or the steel? I don't know. It just seemed like it hurt. And then if he's hurt, maybe they're giving him painkillers to get him past the pain. Painkillers are not 100%. This is a tough one. Let's see. Now, Ole Miss got Trinidad. He go 4 or 5 TDs on you with his running and all this other stuff. You're gonna be in trouble. It is nut cutting time in the SEC, folks. This is a difficult call. I'm not even playing with y'all. Lane could call the game of his life, and he could be sending out he could be posting on social media stuff about Venerable's family members. Very insulting things, as Kirby said. They text back and forth, Kirby and Lane, and they be throwing shots at each other all the time. But say Lane doesn't know where low. He doesn't have a low. He doesn't have a bottom. He don't stop. If the Rebels could play enough defense and cover, can they cover? They work against a pass. I'm gonna take Ole Miss in the moderate upset. I mean, Ole Miss is number 8. I'm gonna say that because Ole Miss practices versus a pretty good pass offense most times, and whenever they go 1 versus 1s or 7-on-7s, that's gonna be enough to help them slow down Oklahoma's run defense. Our pass offense, but I'm not impressed by their run offense at Oklahoma. Plus, their defense is, I don't think they're going to be just shut Lane down. I think you kind of, going off the Saban thing, I think you kind of work on these teams year after year. You see them, you just keep working on them until you get them. And I think they got Oklahoma figured out, just like people have got Texas's number. See, remember Texas? Come to the SEC, domination, Now they're trying to figure out they're going to be in the top 25 at the end of the year. Moving on. So I'm going to take, just to be clear, I'm going to take those points, 4.5 points, and I'm taking Ole Miss. My next game, 5th game up, Arkansas is hosting Auburn in a pick'em. Man, Taylor Green's playing like he got a vendetta. What else I got over my notes? Razorbacks, they got the weasel. Let me get me a weasel sound. Hugh Freeze is I hate to say it, man. Hugh Freeze coaching like he had already got Mayflower moving on the line, or Atlas Van Lines, or United Van Lines. he ready to go, man. But I just think he just sick. And when you sick, you just ain't right. I'm gonna get that in my next video, but I don't know, man. If they make some different decisions, I think they definitely could be they definitely could pull this off. See, Jeremiah Cobb. What if they just run that dude? That worries me. Their defense is awesome. Their defense is awesome. They make a couple of tweaks and get to 24 points. Most teams not getting 24 points on that doggone offense, on their defense. This is a pick 'em. They on the road. They ain't got to worry about people booing them. Hugh Freeze. Oh, man. Let's see. Arkansas defense, I'm not impressed by them. They might even here's the thing, too. One day, all them pass plays that Hugh Freeze be calling that people complain about. Is this the team that lets them score touchdowns? That lets Cam Coleman go off? And is this the game where Singleton wakes up, he catches a couple before he enters the transfer portal again at the end of the year? I'm definitely taking off. I'm taking off. Yep. It makes my chest burn a little bit. I'm taking off. I'm going with Hugh and his stupid looking face. Number 15, Missouri versus number 10, Vanderbilt. That's going to be a game. That's going to be a game, folks. Golly. That's going to be a game. I mean, you think about it. Think about it. Wow. Think about the games they played against Alabama. They played their hearts out. Now they got a clash. They giving Vanderbilt 2.5 just because they in Nashville. I mean, Diego Pavia, and then you got Bo Pribula. Okay, yeah, no, his last name is Pribula, but both of them got beat up by Alabama. But does Pribula have enough moxie to outdo Diego? Diego's a warrior. Aztec warrior. That's from the movie, y'all. I'm not being this funny, but he's a warrior out there on the field, you know. Commodores, let's see, what are they doing here? Commodores defense. Both of them got good defense. The key to this game is going to be that stable of running backs they got at Missouri. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. Vanderbilt's tough. Yeah, they tough, but I still think they're missing some toughness. Missouri got a tough defense. They got a run offense. They can control the ball. Their quarterback will run, and they can make a couple passes. They are kind of missing a little bit wide receiver, but they got a tight end at 6'7". If you're not careful, Damani Jackson, number 1 for the University of Alabama, from somewhere in California. If you're not careful, they're slipping behind you and they'll beat you. Well, Bray Hubbard actually got beat, but Damani Jackson was supposed to be backing him up, and it didn't work. 40-yard touchdown. And them running backs, they got the slippery, slimiest running back. What's that dude name? Ahmad something? Ahmad? Yeah, they got the slipperiest, slimiest. He breaks more tackles, really. Bo Pribula. Let's see. Yeah, they got the slippery, slimiest. That dude breaks so many tackles. One guy's kind of more a power guy, but he has speed. The other guy he breaks tackles because they were saying, like, when you hit him, when you grab a leg or you grab something or you reach, soon as you reach, he cutting somewhere else. I saw it in the Alabama game. He was behind the line. And the advantage, the thing that kept us in the game is we got to him quick. We missed the first tackle. Then the second, then the third on about 4 plays. He still was behind the line of scrimmage. And Vanderbilt, they have decent defense. I don't know if they're as cohesive as Missouri is. They are at home. Pavia is carrying them, just inspiration-wise, but the offense is just not as dynamic as Missouri's is to me. Because Missouri is going to run that ball with 2 backs. You're not going to know when they're coming. And if they start throwing to the backs, I just think they got the firepower. So I'm going to go with basically just pick them with the number 15 Missouri upsetting number 10 Vanderbilt. Number 22 Texas versus Mississippi State. Now I do have a bet with Nick from Water Cooler Sports Talk Sport, Water Cooler Sports Talk. That he says Mississippi State rather is going to a bowl game. I do not believe that. There were 2 possibilities for them to win 6 games. They got their little out of conference schedule. They knocked them off. They're sitting at 4 wins right now. They're 4-3. But I didn't see a SEC team I didn't see two SEC teams that Mississippi State could beat. Texas is set up perfectly now to get done by Mississippi State. It's a setup. They struggling. They hanging on by the skin of their Longhorn. I mean, Texas last couple of weeks against Texas has been like, what did they do last week? They barely beat Kentucky. I mean, barely. And if they don't get their ish together, but then they beat Oklahoma kind of with no problem, 23-6. It's just weird. They lost to Florida. It's so inconsistent. It's almost time for them to lose again if you put it on the clock or something like that. But I think Sarkisian is going to get it together. Even if he was mixing in Arch. Why not mix in the quarterback that's behind Arch? Because he got in the game for a few minutes and he was ripping passes too. I saw that. And then let me see. I can't believe it. I'm not even gonna mess with Arch. Everybody knows, he's just a regular quarterback. May not even be an SEC quarterback yet, but he can still develop. The Longhorns have the top 10 defense. Mississippi State, their offense is very creative. They play good execution. They execute very well. It's just they not there yet. And I still think that Texas is top half SEC, top 8. And it could be an ugly win. That goes back to the 7 points. I'm thinking Mississippi State covers this, but they don't win. They absolutely do not win. But if Texas gets out of there with a 3-point victory, they count their lucky stars, get on the old broken down streets of Starkville, Mississippi, get up on that bumpy exit that gets them back on the interstate and get the heck out of there. Don't even try flying out of there. If you do, don't drive over to Jackson or something and try to fly to that. Don't try to fly to Starkville. Just take your 3-point win, go on back home. They should be able to win this game by 6. Mississippi State got a bunch of basically mercenaries down there. It's like 50 something people that's brand new to that team. And the thing with them is a lot of them playing. They ain't bring nobody in for the future. They brought people in for right now. The problem they're going to see, they're going to be always having to do that because Mississippi State is hard to get people to come to the school. Even if they're winning, I think it increased, but they got so much winning to do before they start to build a quality feeder system coming in from high schools, because that's still what it's going to take to get you to the next level. You got to have people come from high school into your team, because who can afford, especially in Starkville, even in Tuscaloosa, who can afford to pay 100 some people to come to Starkville, Mississippi every year? And the price tag is just going to go up until something changes. The Bulldogs defense, they could force Arch Manning into some kind of panic mode. I mean, they could. Texas could do some turnovers, fumbling, not catching balls, which is what's been hurting Arch more than anything else, hitting people in the hand and they're not catching it. But I still think they should be able to get this game. Texas should be able to win, but I think Mississippi State does cover, because I don't think that Texas is going to win this game by more than 8 points or more. I just don't see it. Something is going on there. Something's going on. Next up, number 3, Texas A&M versus LSU. It's in Baton Rouge. LSU is favored by 2.5. Now, does Texas A&M go in there and prove who they are, or does Texas A&M go in there and just, I don't know, poopy-yoopy on their fans? You know what I'm saying? Do they just go in there and fall apart? Do they play less than themselves? I'm just pulling up their schedule. LSU, okay, when I did this, it didn't come up. LSU is number 20, the 20th ranked team in the country. But when I look at Texas A&M schedule, who have they beaten? Okay, we're about the non-conference. They 1-point victory against Notre Dame. I guess that's pretty good, but it was a shootout. They beat Auburn by 6 points. Mississippi State, they beat them by like 20 points. They beat Florida along with everybody else, but 17 points. And they got in a shootout with Arkansas. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, LSU turns this into a shootout. I mean, I think LSU, maybe they go, how many points are they scoring down there, LSU? I think they could turn this into a shootout and win this at home. They don't go too high, though. Their team, man, they haven't scored The only time they scored over 24 points was against Southeast Louisiana. So, I mean, they got some struggles going on. Then they lost to Vanderbilt. That's the toughness thing. I think Elko has a tough squad. They took this in a shootout. Tell you one thing, I may not be sure on this pick against the spread, but if Texas A&M go and just beat them down, I don't know if Kelly gonna be looking for them Atlas van lines or U-Hauls or packing popcorns the very next day. That is difficult. LSU ain't doing nothing. What is wrong with them? I know it's Kelly. They just don't play a tough brand of football, and the finesse stuff is just falling away all of a sudden. They don't the finesse the passing game. I heard AJ McCarron in August yesterday, but it was an August 7th clip. They were talking about how prolific Nussmeier was supposed to be, and how he thought that Alabama would really have to worry about the prolific passing game because Nussmeier is the number one quarterback out there, but that just has not turned out to be the case. Something is wrong. I don't know if it's offensive line. I don't know if people didn't practice in something like they were supposed to, but yeah, this is going to be a hard one for Texas A&M to win. But I think Texas, oh my God, Texas A&M in my notes. Texas A&M was top 5 in sacks. That means Nussmeier was going to strap a pillow to the back of his butt because he's going to be on the ground. Vandy, I know when they lost to Vandy, that was a straight physicality. They didn't want to deal with that physicality because it's at every play. I mean, Missouri will play that with you. Because of Kelly and how he recruits, how he picks people, and how he demeans his players, they just don't. For some reason or another, they don't want all that. They do a lot, but they're not trying to do all that because he don't demand it. He just yells at them when they don't do it. He wonder like, "What? I'm supposed to go out here and give us for the team?" No. Like, I'm supposed to remember the Titans team? Reference, but
what team?
LSU, man, I'm gonna go with Texas A&M. They 7-0. They are being doubted. It could be an upset. But he just need to play clean. He can beat these people. And I think if something happens to the trench war, the defensive lineman for LSU, yeah, I don't want to, but I'm going with Texas A&M. I like Mike Elko. I like, he's a tough guy. I mean, we were looking for a coach. I kind of looked over at Duke too, like, yeah, I see what you're doing over there, buddy. But I ain't nowhere in the world. I don't see them winning this game. I'm going with LSU. I'm going with Texas A&M to cover and actually to win this game. I don't like calling the winners, but Kelly better coach like his life depending on it. Like his job depends on it, because it probably is a situation. Just don't see them firing that guy though. And last but not least, Alabama versus South Carolina. Alabama is favored by 13.5. That may have changed because when I did this research, it was a while back. They got us down to 11.5 now. So 11.5, I think we definitely cover that. Not because we just clicking on all cylinders, because we are, but it's just a different attitude now. I mean, when I saw in the tunnel against Tennessee, that the boy was fired up. He was firing them up. He was firing me up. I was like, I got a hole. I almost kicked a hole in the wall over there when I saw he was just fired up, man. And he's building up to something special. To be honest, South Carolina, their offense is like putrid. Lenore Sellers is out there playing backyard football, but he's playing like 1-on-5. It's crazy. This could be a trap game if Alabama allows it to be. If they falter in the first quarter, I think they can turn it around. If they look lackadaisical, if they try to play down to the level of their opponent, I think Coach DeBoer knows what to do to turn it around. But I don't know. They got that Florida State thing still stings this team. I mean, I think that's all you got to do is say, remember some of those? And then, but they just come out there destroying. Not going to be a problem. The North Sellers still got to keep him in check. He could get possessed by the spirit of, I don't know. What's the great quarterback for South Carolina? Anybody got one? I don't know. I'll just say he come out there playing that round of Cunningham or something and take him over, and we could go in there and just fall apart. And we still got to be careful because this is a Beamer, and he isn't going to play Beamer ball. So, as I've told y'all, they've gotten a lot better. I don't see the flaws that much. I do know we're limited in our field goal kicking, but special teams. gotta watch our special team. They gotta be flawless when they play, because Shane Beamer's gonna pull out every trick. I expect to see a fake punt if it's like 4th and 3. They may go with a run play. I expect to see inside of the 20-yard line. Expect them to maybe do a fake kick and try to go for the first down, if not the touchdown. I expect to see an onside kick. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm going to say you expect it. If you expect all these things and you see 2 of the 6 I'm about to name, then hopefully somebody at University of Alabama has already prepared our boys for this. What else we got? I even expect that we may kick the ball off to them. The guy may run up and throw it back to the guy on the other side of the field. Once he determines that our people are not disciplined enough to stay in their lanes, especially when you see 2 people back or you see somebody falling back, what's another trick play? I wouldn't be surprised to see one of their tackles come out there in the middle of the game, in the middle of the field on a nondescript play, second down, and end up being an eligible receiver, and they hit him on a down and out to excite team in the first quarter. I expect everything. Because South Carolina is reeling, but what a win it would be to take Alabama first of all down to the wire, only get beat by 2 or 3 points. They'd be like, man, we still can believe in Shane, but we need to go out there early. We need to destroy them. We need to take their will away. We need to beat them into the ground. We need to unleash the beast. We need to ring their bells, all that stuff. Make it hurt. If we got we've been dinging quarterbacks up every game to the point where last week Joey Aguilar had a doggone ice pack on his shoulder in the second quarter. Well, it's time to add some more ice packs to the South Carolina sideline. We got to make it hurt. You always got to promise some pain, nothing more, nothing less. But Alabama does cover this 11.5 point spread and brings home the victory and keeps it rolling. And that's all I got for right now. Appreciate you for watching all the way to this point. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Come on back. And always remember, roll, tide, roll.